You are listening to Cage Prophet Radio.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Man, I got a lot of cash and boy, my money low.
All right, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of Cage Prophet. We're going to have a weekly podcast based on MMA news, predictions, and betting odds. We're also going to have fighters come on as guests. Today we have a very special guest named Steve Kozola. He's a Bellator fighter. He is 8-0 and 3-0 in the promotion of Bellator. So we had a great time talking to Steve, and we hope that you guys stay tuned and listen to what he has to say about anything from nutrition to upcoming possible opponents and matchups, including the fact that Dillon Danis has been sidestepping him. Also, keep in mind that this podcast is pretty short. We're gonna keep them on the shorter end of things because you got shit to do and you don't have to be listening to me yap for 2 hours straight. So we're gonna keep these pretty short, and we're just gonna pack them full of great information and great topics of conversation for you to carry on with us later. Let us know if you want them to be longer, or if you like the short format. Just let us know that you like the short format. Now, without further ado, let's get on the phone with Steve Thunder Beast Kozola.
Hey, how's it going, Kevin?
Good. Great to hear from you. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to do an interview with us. We really appreciate it.
Hey, no, not at all, man. I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
So, you're a Bellator fighter. You are 8-0. You've got 7 KOs and TKOs, 1 submission win.
Yep, that is correct.
Your career is going pretty awesome right now.
It's a good start, man. I mean, with constant progression and constant analyzing of what to improve of everything, man, it is always a progressive effort to get better and be the best.
So did you expect it to be going this well, though? I mean, you're 8 fights in, and you're 8-0, and you're streaking up the ranks.
I certainly prepared for it. Let's put it that way. You know, expectation, I don't know. I mean, you know, I expect to be prepared and put myself in the best position to be successful as possible, and it's been going well for me. You know, I remember a time as an amateur when I didn't do that, and that's my one time I lost, and I promised myself that would never happen again. So as a pro, I've been keeping that promise to myself of making sure I do everything in my power to be as prepared as I possibly can be, put in the work, no excuses, take ownership of everything, and go in there and handle business.
At Bellator 175, you're fighting against Jake Roberts in front of your hometown crowd. You fight out of San Diego, California right now, but Chicago is originally your hometown, correct?
Yes, correct.
So was that extra pressure to perform in front of that hometown crowd?
No, it's extra motivation to defend your homeland and make sure you go and show them that you're going to represent them well and that you're going to come out with the win. There was no way I was losing in Chicago. There's no way. I knew going into that I would have a lot of people there. I have my family there, and I was never going to disrespect them with a loss or showing up anything less than 1,000% prepared. And my whole team knew how prepared I was, and they saw my confidence leading up to the fight. My weight cut went perfectly. Everything was sounded on point. So I was just blessed for the opportunity and very thankful for the platform I was put on to showcase my skills and represent my team, my country, my hometown, all of it.
That's awesome. So with Jake Roberts, you knocked him out in less than 30 seconds. I believe it was 28 seconds.
Correct.
Can you talk us through your strategy? Were you expecting to be able to pull that angle and get that quick finish like that, or was it just there and you took it?
It was very mindless. I mean, it came very second-natured. I mean, when you're in there, you're just going with the flow. I knew I wanted to make sure I maintained a good distance, that I wanted to make sure I always started off with my striking and making sure I stayed long. So when he came in too close, I hit him with, kind of a 3-2 lead hook into a cross that landed very well. I also checked one of his kicks earlier. And I knew I was able to establish distance and show him that I could hit him at a good range. So when he overcommitted and rushed in, the parry hook just came very naturally off the slip. I didn't expect him to fall that much for it to affect him as much as it did, but it hit a good spot, like right between the chin and the ear, and he went down, and I knew if I rushed and capitalized and make sure I stayed tight on my punches and threw devastating strikes, that I would be able to put him away early, and then it worked out so. Also, what happened after that fight, everybody knows that Dillon Danis is talking all this shit. He says he's highest paid Bellator fighter. He's 0-0. He has no MMA fights, and he's claiming he's highest paid fighter. And we know that that's a fight that you want. We all know that's bullshit, all right? We all know that Dillon is fake. We all know that he's just copying Conor McGregor, and we all know that he's not really going to go far in the sport going the way he's going with his, mindset and how he's acting. That's not how you get far. You got to be true to yourself. You got to be true to martial arts, and you got to be authentic. Being a copycat like this is not going to get you anywhere, man, because you're going to run into someone who does this for real, who lives, breathes, eats, sleeps this shit like I do, and you're going to be put in your place. This ain't a game. This is what we do. And this is who we are. I mean, I've dedicated my whole life to this, and there's no way some playboy is going to come in and try to take anything. There's no way.
So you're convinced that it's completely disingenuous?
Absolutely. It's complete BS. I don't buy it at all.
Has your management tried to contact him for a fight?
They don't. He doesn't want the fight. I have called him out in every sense. Those are fighting words. This isn't like me. I'm not talking these things just to get him riled up. I want to fight him, and I want him to prove me wrong because I just called you fake. I just called you a copycat. Where I come from, those are fighting words, and we're gonna. If you're saying that about me, then let's go. I have heard nothing from him. I've reached out to him. I was in person with him. I was right there. What more do you want than me in your face calling you out on national television? Besides all the social media stuff that he has yet to respond to as well. It can't get much more clear than that. So I've literally heard nothing, zero. So I'm assuming that means he doesn't want to fight, that he's not ready, that his claim of being fearless or not fearing anyone is complete bullshit. Because if you're not accepting this, then you are scared to fight me. There's no reason why you don't accept this fight, and we're co-main event on Spike TV in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
there's no way.
It seems a little strange to be signed to a great promotion and then run away from the first fight that somebody challenges you to on national television. It doesn't seem like a good career move, in my opinion.
I gave him options, too. I said, if you can't make 162, so I'm even giving you a catch weight. I'm not saying you can come down to 55. I'll fight you at 62. I'll fight you at 63. But I'm not going to step on my boy Fernando's toes. He's the 170-pounder for my team. He's the welterweight. He's my head corner. He's one of my great friends and training partners. If Dillon Danis wants to stay at 70, then he should get Fernando. And there should be no conflict as to what the problem is as to them fighting. Because if Conor McGregor can go and fight Floyd Mayweather, possibly in boxing, then Dillon Danis, being the jiu-jitsu champion and black belt he is, should be able to fight my boy, Fernando, who's a vet who would just destroy him. And again, if you fear nothing, then you don't fear Fernando. So, I don't get where he's going off, saying this and thinking that, that he's getting away with it. No way. And I just called him out in his bull. Call him out in his bullshit. That's it.
It sounds like a pretty fair analysis, honestly.
I mean, if I'm being wrong somewhere, someone has yet to tell me.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's argued that in any way, Steve. So, do you think people underestimate your ground game, though? Because you are a purple belt in your own right. I don't think that it's going to be that Dillon Danis has this gigantic advantage over you in any way. I mean, first of all, he'd have to get to the fight to the ground to begin with. But once you get to the ground, it's not like you're a one-dimensional fighter that can only stand up. You just haven't showcased that yet, correct?
Correct. I mean, there's just been no reason for me to showcase any jiu-jitsu because they just haven't the opportunity was not there. But my jiu-jitsu game is strong, and it's something that I'm constantly working and improving on, just like everything else. I roll with some of the best guys out here. I mean, I live in Southern California. The jiu-jitsu literally gets better nowhere else in the world right now. Everyone's out here, man. There's no one I can't go and train with, high-level black belts that are just as good, if not better, than Danis himself. So my preparation will be on point, as it always is, in all aspects of the game. And he is more than welcome to try to get his hands on me and try to break me down and choke me out. I promise you that it will be next to near impossible getting through my hands or my feet or my knees or my elbows coming in. And even if he does get me down, I'm going to hit him as hard as he's ever been hit. I'm going to elbow him and rip him apart, and I'll either stand back up or get a submission on my own. It's not completely unheard. You just saw Demetrius Johnson, who knows his rank in jiu-jitsu. I bet you he's just a purple belt, just armbar. What's his name? Reyes, who's that jiu-jitsu practitioner champion.
He's a black belt.
Wilson Hayes. Wilson Hayes, right?
Yeah.
He just tapped him. He tapped him relatively easily, I might add. So I know they're not the same thing, but again, it's a real MMA fighter versus someone who's highly a jiu-jitsu practitioner. It's those days of being one-dimensional and getting away with it are next to over unless you're someone like Damian Maia, and Dillon Danis can't even hold Damian Maia's jock.
I don't think anybody's going to argue with you on that either. It's just a very interesting situation. I don't think we've seen anything quite like it, to have somebody come into MMA and act like he runs the show when he hasn't proved himself in a cage on any level, including amateurs. So, personally, if you look at his teammate Artem Lobov, who just got schooled by Cub Swanson, it looks like Conor McGregor's team is getting opportunities that they're not really qualified for, and when they step in the cage, they're just going to be proven to be frauds every time. But it appears that he's going to be running from these fights for a little bit. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, he's going to run. He's going to run from anyone legit. I mean, he might get he might get a couple tomato cans, 0-0 guys, 1-0 guys. He's going to handpick his guys, and Bellator and him are, going to make some okay money. But again, right now with how things are going, how I've been calling him out, man, no one's going to respect you if you fight. If you don't fight near Fernando, no one respects it. That's the point where we're at.
Yeah.
Because again, I called you out. Again, you fear nothing. So at this point, it'd do him no good to go and fight a tomato can. No one is going to care. It's not me. It's not Fernando. No one cares unless it's a legitimate top 10 guy, which he's not going to do either. So
no.
He has some tough options, man. He's got a tough road ahead of him. Best of luck to him. I hope he trains right and trains hard so he can protect himself.
We will see when the time comes, won't we? So,
yeah.
Do you have any concerns about weight cutting? We've seen a lot of fighters have struggles with weight cutting. Do you keep your nutrition on point? What's your walk-around weight? Do you keep it pretty close to 155?
I am the best at the weight cutting, and you can ask anyone in my camp how disciplined and how efficient I am at the weight cut. When I'm out of camp, I'm anywhere between 167, maybe 170 pounds max. And then when I'm in camp, I'm anywhere as low as 163, 165. And I've accidentally made weight a couple of times in camp because I just sweat that much. I'm keeping myself hydrated. I'm always eating clean. And everything is very structural and handled and at a professional level. And now I just added a great member of SoCal Fresh Prep, which is a organic food delivery service, into my regimen. And now it's been even tighter. So it was on point. I was eating 4 large meals each and every day leading up to weigh-ins. Every single day. And these are just good whole food nutrients that, I fuel myself with. My body reacts perfectly. All I had to do for my weight cut, I woke up 2.5 pounds overweight. I was 158.5. I took a 20-minute hot bath with nothing else, and then I cut that weight to 155. And I was at championship weight. So I have my system down. It works for me. It's healthy. And, I learned from the best guys about it and implement it well.
That's pretty incredible, and I think it's encouraging. I think more fighters should, fight at a weight that's pretty comparable to their walk-around weight, or at least maintain that weight. It's becoming a health risk, and you're seeing a lot of negative side effects, and you're seeing some shows lose revenue because certain fighters aren't able to make the weight. And
absolutely,
that doesn't make any friends with the promotions when you can't make weight and fight.
No, absolutely. I mean, there's a huge misconception about it. I mean, I could easily be a 145-pound fighter even in a healthy way. But I just know that 155 is a better weight class for me. I'm healthier. I'm happier. I'm eating more. So and it's been so far so good. So, I don't plan on changing that at all. I believe in my system. I believe in what I do. I believe in the preparation. I believe in the people around me. And so it's full speed ahead, man, all the way to the belt.
All the way to the belt. So how do you see that playing out? Do you have a timeline, something visualized that you're going to be fighting for the belt?
I got 3 fights left on my contract, and I'm going to fight those 3 fights and then renegotiate possibly for a title shot.
Are you happy with Bellator and everything they have to offer? It seems that most Bellator fighters are pretty happy, and it seems UFC fighters are more vocal about being unhappy.
I couldn't be more happier. I mean, I get paid just as much, if not more, than any guy in the those guys, my same spot in the UFC. So the pay is the same, and I get my sponsorships, which is incredible. I don't have to, resort to just one that the company is providing me. I can go and get my own sponsors and represent my team the way I want to represent my team and my academies and everything like that. So I'm really happy with Bellator, and they've shown that they're willing to invest in those that they believe in as well. And, I'm going to always come in prepared and on point and be a good company man and make sure I go and handle business and be entertaining. So I'm sure they'll take care of me, so I'm not too worried about it.
Well, when a fighter's happy with the money he's making and the sponsors he has, he can only just concentrate on fighting, and that's definitely going to show good results in the cage.
Yes, sir.
So what's next for you before we let you go? Do you have anything in the works that
you know what? I see an Oklahoma card with a couple of lightweights headlining. I want to show these guys in the top, lightweight division who's coming for that belt. So put me co-main event in Oklahoma, Bellator 181. Adam Piccolotti, where are you at? I know you're a good fighter. He's 9-0. He's undefeated. Someone's has got to go, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu as well. So I know people want to see me against a black belt. So let's get let's get 2 lightweight top guys in there. Let's battle it out on a main card at Oklahoma Bellator 181. Let's do that.
It sounds great, Steve. Let's see if we can get people talking about it, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate the time, man. God bless. Take care. Anytime you'll have me on, man, I'd be more than happy to come back.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. You take care.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
All right, Steve had a lot of interesting stuff to say there. That's about it for the podcast today. Thank you for listening in, and give us some feedback. Let us know what you think, guys. And we're looking forward to keep creating content for you and to keep growing and making the product better and something that you guys look forward to listening to. I have a lot of fun doing this, and I can't wait to keep the ball rolling. Don't forget to stay up to date with us on Twitter. We are at Cage Profit, and online you can find us and all of your latest MMA news at cageprofit.com. So until next week, I have been Kevin DeVore, and you have been listening to Cage Profit Radio. We'll see you next time.
Fade a breath, I'm blowing up, you staying next. AI flow, spraying vets, try to cut me off, I ain't fading yet. Man, I got a lot of cash and boy, my money long.